Evan Smith here for FightCornerNews.com, here with Golden Boy promoter Oscar De La Hoya. Much kind of tearing down that wall for the Cold War. Do you think this is going to open other fights? I know this is a main events fight, maybe with Top Rank too.
Well, look, I've been now in the last few weeks been dealing with Bob Arum. I've been dealing with Don King. We've dealt with Kathy Duva. So, Golden Boy Promotions has had a motto for many years, and that's building champions one fight at a time. I believe I'm going to change that now and say, Golden Boy Promotions, ego is not my amigo.
I like that.
Hopkins, for the last 15 years. Hopkins is a guy who wants to fight the best, wants to fight the toughest. He wants to fight, the guys that people don't think he's going to fight. Because maybe they're too strong, or people feel that they're too young, or no. Hopkins keeps demonstrating that he's not getting older; he's getting younger.
Benjamin Button.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. He's the Benjamin Button of boxing. I like that. Yeah.
Congratulations on the Miguel Cotto win. That was huge. Take me through that fight a little bit. What you guys did to get on Martinez real early.
Well, we know Martinez likes to float that lazy jab out there and so forth, and we knew that the hook was going to be available to us, but I didn't think it would have that kind of effect that early. So it surprised me a little bit with that, the 3 knockdown in the first round. But then after the first round, I told him, take your time, don't make any mistakes. Stay to the game plan, and he worked perfectly throughout.
Right.
So Mayweather is probably not as big as it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe, but I think it still sells very well, and I think it's still the biggest fight in the world today.
And what do you think? This is the one that the fans still, this is still the Super Bowl of boxing. What do you think needs to be done? I know it's all the promotional aspect now.
I'm a trainer.
Right.
If you get me a fighter, give me an opponent, I'll get him ready for that. It's really not my thing. I don't pick opponents.
Right.
I mean, I'll give my input if they ask me what style fits us better. Yes. But I'm not. But I don't make those type of decisions.
And what does he bring to the table? I know you promoted Cotto, Pacquiao. What do you think he brings to the table on Saturday?
Cotto's a great fighter, has a great fan base, and under Freddie Roach has really reached his great potential. So I think you're going to see the best Miguel Cotto that you've ever seen.
It seems like a lot of fighters are scared of Gennady just a little bit, just because maybe of his recent knockout streak. Maybe do you think Miguel Cotto, or you think like Canelo Alvarez? Who do you think, if Gennady wins this fight on Saturday, who do you think one of those guys might take that fight?
Well, I don't think they're scared. I think that this is a business, most of all, and they're trying to maximize whatever it is that they can maximize their potential and earning potential. And stepping through the ropes, I don't think any of them are scared.
Let's just talk real quick about the Golovkin fight versus Gil. That one might not go to the cards. A lot of people are speculating. What do you think about this one? Golovkin's a very strong guy. Gil, they want to get that Chavez Jr. fight. They didn't get that time, but he's a pretty good fighter too.
Yeah, well, you can't look down a road. You just got to see what happens on Saturday night. Daniel Gil's a very tough guy. We saw that when he fought Darren Barker. It's the fact that he didn't win, but he had Barker on the floor, and Daniel Gil just keeps coming and never stops throwing punches. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, you could almost compare it to Provatnikov and Chris Algieri, Gennady's a great puncher, and Daniel Gil takes a hell of a shot, and he ain't going to quit. So it's an interesting fight.
Just in general, in the sport of boxing, it seems like, it's amazing how 3 people, can see the fight 3 different ways. Can you just tell us about that as, being a judge yourself?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's the pressure. People aren't ready for a huge fight, like the fight that they're judging. Other times is, depends on where they're sitting. The judges sit on 3 different sides of the ring. A lot of times you get blocked by the referee. You don't see a punch, or if a guy's back is getting in your way, or if the referee's in your way. So, there's all kinds of factors that play into it.
Division back, that's I'm sure you've heard that a lot before. Yeah. You and Wilder, those are the 2 guys, coming up in the division, trying to bring that division back. What do you make of that?
I make of that I am one of, and the conversations of Wilder makes it a little good, but that's just on paper, you know. But you need a whole lot more guys like me, because I think I'm old school. I believe I'm old school. I've only been fighting for 5 years, and I've never backed down from no one. And I've taken some tough fights, some fights that nobody would rather take, and you just need more people like me. I don't think Wilder's a person like me. He's talented. He does what he does, but he picks around, and it's not really old school fighting. I guess it's the new school thing. So maybe I have to adjust to this new school thing. Not taking nothing away from me, but I'm one of the ones, and you need a lot more guys like me. Not saying there aren't. I'm just saying me and other guys like me will bring back the heavyweight division.
Seems like Kovalev wants to make this kind of like a gritty fight. It sounded like. How does Bernard counter that? It seems like he likes that style. The guys who come straight forward.
Yeah, but see, coming forward when your 4-year-old son is running towards you, and coming forward when a freight train is on the track, it's two different kind of coming forward. Kovalev, from what we've seen, is punching extraordinary.
Bernard's extraordinary in his own right as far as defensive stuff.
So this is what we're doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got.
Feeling good, right?
yes,
Feeling good for the next fight.
And I got experience from
right,
from this teacher.
Right.
How I said before, I should to get couple lessons
Right.
from legendary boxer. How is Bernard Hopkins?
Right. So that was very valuable to you.
Yeah, he showed me patience. He showed me a lot of things, smart things.
Yeah. Because typically
I felt on myself.
Floyd only has a couple of fights. Two. This one and then two more. Do you think? I don't want to be I don't want to be cliche here, but you think he'll ever fight Pacquiao? No, that's also, you talk about the fans wanting that fight. That's still a fight that fans want to see.
I can answer that question right now. I know Floyd has been willing to fight any and everybody that he can. You can't make people do something that they don't. You know what I'm saying? But our focus is on Maidana. Yeah. See, what happens is anytime you get ahead of yourself, then you can't give 100% because you're looking past what you have in front of you. And we've been able to be very successful by focusing on the task at hand.
Yeah, it's understandable, but it's just you talk about the fans wanting, the public wanting it. Yeah, and they do want this fight, but I still think they already saw this. This was a good fight, but a great fight would have been possibly Pacquiao. I know the promotional aspect over the last 3 or 4 years or whatever it is, but what do you think it needs to happen to make that fight? That's still one that the public wants.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. I truly can't answer.
Is it more the promotional aspect, or is it more what do you think holding it back at this point? If both guys sat down at the table, do you think they could work it out at some point?
Madonna on the 13th. It's going to be a heck of a fight.
Brother Pacquiao, you fought both those guys. Who had quicker hands, so who is a more devastating puncher? You hurt Mayweather in that second round of the fight. Who do you think's who is more of a challenge to you, and who is more stylistically, who has a better chance in that fight?
To figure out the puzzle of Mayweather, it was very hard. Manny Pacquiao has very good rapid hand speed, power. Mayweather does have good power too as well. I think that for that fight, I lean towards Mayweather because he can move and get out the way, and he can counterpunch very well. But Manny Pacquiao, you can't leave him out because he does have the rapid fire with the punches. He punches very hard. He's got unexpected punching power.
Yeah.
So it's not really like you see it. It's just there. You're like, whoa, what happened?
Right.
So I'm interested to see what happens, but I think Mayweather has the edge on that.
Yeah. Well, how did you get through to Mayweather's guard in that second round with those two right crosses? You got him pretty good there.
I kind of changed up my style with the way I threw my right hand. It's kind of more of a Sugar Ray Leonard, the way Sugar Ray Leonard threw his right hand kind of over and down. And when Mayweather leaned back, I caught him with the overhand right. And then, like for both guys, I was injured. For both guys, I had a pulled groin when I fought Mayweather. I had the popped Achilles when I fought Manny Pacquiao. So it's different things. But when Manny, I was more hurt. Yeah, I was a Floyd. So that's why I lean more towards Floyd, because I know that if I can move out the way of Manny hurt, I know Floyd's gonna be able to really move away.
Right. Is there? I know they say. Last question. There's no game plan for Mayweather, but can people learn from your example of that? Is there anything to take away from what you had, some of that mild success you had in that fight?
Well, I mean, there is. There's ways of throwing their punches, the ways of getting in. I mean, Mayweather kind of adapts pretty well, but I think that what people don't see is that Mayweather had real tough fights with southpaws, and Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw. Even though he don't fight like a traditional southpaw, he is a southpaw, so maybe that might give Mayweather some trouble. I don't know. But I still think that Mayweather has the edge because he's a hard worker and he does have good punch power. And he's very fast. His time is great. So that's the only reason why. But Manny Pacquiao does it hard and has unexpected punch power. So you never know.
Yeah, so it's going to be great.
Yeah.
If that fight does happen, stylistically, I know you probably said it before, but just for the record, who do you think would win stylistically on that fight?
Stylistically, I like Mayweather style.
Yeah. You always embrace that defensive kind of aura, so you favor the defensive fight in this situation? Yeah. Even though it's there's this myth that Mayweather has trouble against the lefty, I don't know.
Not all that. I still would favor him because of his defensive style.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wasn't going against going on Arnold, just that his frustration built up because I'm trying to coach him into it like everybody else is.
Yeah, right.
I got to throw my head out there too. Come
Yeah.
on, man, get mad at me and fight him or something.
Yeah, right. That's what everyone wants,
But
right?
none against him. None against
No,
him.
yeah.
He's a great fighter. Right now, he's pound top.
Yeah.
I never have nothing bad. I don't think no bad things about him.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to say about him because he's smart. Best businessman ever.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
understand?
yeah. Do you see any resemblance? I mean, you were pound for pound champ between you and him.
Obviously, some of his best defense, and he got some of the offensive moves. He ain't gonna tell you that, but he got him.
Yeah, definitely. So. Floyd, what's it like being more active? Has that helped you, or I know you come back off a year or two layoff, and you're usually sharp anyway. Does that help you being more active?
I told us who he is. I've already done that this spring.
What's that?
What's this guy?
Evan?
From where?
ProBoxing-Fence.com.
I gotta see what you wrote. I'm gonna check you out.
All right, man. All right.
See what he wrote about.
Yeah. Good stuff.